Welcome to another episode of the A-Team at New Beginnings Farmstead. Who is making that?
Who's making the mouse sounds?
It's got to be Ryan.
Wasn't me.
It's not. It's this entire end of the table.
Oh, Abby says it's Jeff.
It's the entire end of the table.
Snitches get stitches.
Wow.
They think the
Loose
mouse
lip sync
sounds-
ships.
Oh my gosh.
So we are joined today by Egidio, Jeff, Abby, Alyssa, Elmo, Ryan, Julie, and myself. And we are going to discuss a big project that we've been working on at Elmo and Alyssa's house. So, Egidio, Elmo, whoever, take it away.
We built a deck.
Thanks for coming.
We'll see you
Subscribe.
See you soon.
A huge deck, right? And it was quite a project. We had to remove an existing deck that had a lot of issues. So tell us about it.
Yeah, what was wrong with the existing deck?
Well, I don't know. You tell us.
What wasn't wrong with the existing deck?
Yeah, so context here.
A
So
little closer to the mic, Elmo.
context here.
Perfect.
Ooh,
All right.
he's got the radio voice going.
That's all right.
Yeah.
My face was made for radio. My voice apparently not. So, but context. So we bought our house at a certain year, and we've been living there for an amount of time, and
In a location.
in a location
We're going to
somewhere.
flash those numbers up. On
The latitude and longitude. Yeah. So one of the things that we noticed when we moved in was like, oh, this deck is like accumulating water, and this continued for an amount of time until we simply could no longer suffer the deck accumulating that amount of water. And as it turns out, the deck was not built in a fashion to withstand the ravages of time, and so we had to replace the deck. Is the short version.
Excellent.
Okay.
And he's got-
What would the long version include?
I'm really confused.
I gotta tell you,
I was
and his
there
voice-
and I'm confused.
his voice is for like an audiobook. And then we decided to replace the deck. We knew that it would not withstand the weather conditions necessary to live in the
Test of
northeast
time.
of New York.
So the deck was a wooden deck, but it had a weird covering, like a coat of
It was like
cement.
grout. It was like grout.
Yeah, like
It was
grout.
not-
on
Cement,
top
grout, right?
of
That-
the
yeah.
wood, but it really trapped the water in, right? It wasn't.
Yeah, so there were a couple things. One, about 7 feet out from the house foundation, there's another block foundation that there's a storage room there. Essentially, it's not heated; it's outside, but it's covered. That deck covered it, and you call it the bunker, right?
The bunker.
bunker.
Yes. Yep.
And you want to use it for your outside stuff, right? To store your plants and farming equipment and
Farming equipment.
farming equipment.
Mm.
Oh, you should see the
Gardening
operation she's got going on.
She
The
has
next
more of a
podcast,
farm.
we got to definitely cover that in the next podcast. Amazing.
Okay.
We'll have
Radishes.
to go on location though.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Radishes?
Radishes.
Yeah,
That's the
radishes
first
and
thing you would
lettuce.
list?
Right.
You guys,
Nobody eats
these
radishes.
are your.
Nobody eats radishes. They're just for
I mean, there's
color.
like-
Oh,
Radishes.
radishes, garlic.
Garlic.
figs,
now we're talking. Okay.
I buy
trees.
radishes every week. I just pop
Radishes.
them in there like M&Ms.
They taste like dirt.
They take a week
Radishes
to cook.
taste
How
like
do you eat them?
Beets taste like dirt.
Well, they last a week.
Beets, fresh beets
So-
are good for you. Taste like dirt.
So the block foundation and this deck was built using 4x4s over the top of the block, connected from the house. There was a pitch
Are you okay?
coming down.
But the pitch was towards the house.
I-
What are you doing?
What is the matter?
Keep going.
Oh, we laughing? We're
Something's
not really
having a
sure.
problem.
I don't know. We never know with Julie.
Are you choking?
We
Do
stroking
we need
out,
to
or what are
edit
we
this
doing?
out? Holy
Tell me.
cow. All right. If you can hear us,
Are you choking? Oh, now you're crying.
Mouse is crying.
Now
I
you're
don't know what's going on.
What's
They're
happening?
they're only radishes. Just relax.
Was it the garlic?
Oh, it's the beets taste like dirt.
The what?
Beets. What I do?
That's what
They
set
taste
you off.
like dirt.
Keep going. Just keep going.
We're trying.
We're trying,
but
but
we can't.
Look at you. You're a
This is-
mess.
I
This
know,
is
I am.
taking over the
This is a
podcast.
mess.
You got to put this on the blooper
And
reel.
she just had service. She can't rub her eyes.
No, I can't.
You're okay.
Okay.
All right. Let's. So where were we? Beats is dirt. You know what usually works? Pinch yourself. Pinch yourself. So over the top,
You want to be involved in this? Huh?
I gotta
Yeah.
go.
Yeah, basically.
so the blocks came out. There was that bunker location that kind of went down 1.5 feet into the off the extension of the house, off the main foundation of the house. And on top of it, he used 4x4s and then used 5/4 by 6. On top of it, he had put foam insulation underneath and then covered the planking or the 5/4 boards with grout, cement. We're not really sure what he did. It was like
Anything
a
super
It's
flex
like whatever
seal.
he had left over.
It was like a flex seal, and
Imagine like a sedimentary rock. Like you can just
Yeah.
see all the separate layers as we pull them off.
And we have lots of
Which we
pictures.
could, yeah.
I thought when we went up to pull the deck off, I thought it would take a long time. And because it was in such poor shape, we just like ripped that bad boy up. It was I
Like a
was
couple
shocked.
hours, maybe.
Well,
Yeah.
a few
it was
hours.
still soaked through.
Yeah,
all
it
the
was
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
and it hadn't rained in a long time, so it was just wet wood, and literally we took the whole thing apart in like 2 hours.
well, the pitch of the deck, instead of going away from the house, actually pitched towards the house. So that's what the water issues were. So they had stairs coming off down the front of the house as well that were okay, but clearly the height was off, 8.25, a little bit too high. The railing was less than adequate, right?
And
That needed
was
replaced.
Also, just a piece of small piping that like less than this big, and you're supposed to hold on to that. And it was still
and it was
pipe
low.
zip-tied to
It
a
was
stick
weirdly
somehow.
low, so it was like
Yeah.
dangerous.
right.
Yeah, he actually,
The
I
whole
guess,
thing
looked
was
like
strange.
he used the
Yeah.
traditional like metal railing, attached that with screws through, and then cemented it. And then on top of it, because they were so short, added like 6 inches of an extension with a piece of 1/2 inch conduit
Yep.
on top. So, I mean, we never tested it, but so you said initially we said, oh, we're not going to be able to have time to do this year. We'll have to wait. You said you want to get it done. No problem. Let's look at the cost. We said, okay, here's the materials. This is the weekend, all hands on deck. And so we went up a couple of days before. We ripped it all out, and it wasn't that bad, really, right? I mean, like you said, it was kind of in bad shape.
It was in bad shape, but that was the best thing that could have happened because it was so easy to take off. I mean, no one fell through anything, thank goodness.
This time.
At that time.
This time.
And it was just coming up real easy. I mean, you just rip a piece, you throw it in the dump trailer, and then you on to the next one. So it was best case scenario, I think.
Yeah.
So we ripped it all out, the stairs, the railing, everything got gutted, thrown in the dump trailer, and disposed of properly.
Thank you for looking at me when you said that.
Of course, yeah. And
We did separate out woods that we are using on a different project here. That you
So
took
you
home.
salvaged.
We did.
we salvage, recycle, renew, reuse.
Nope.
Renew, reuse, reduce.
Nope.
Renew, renew, renew.
Nope.
It's got to be one of them.
Renew, reuse, recycle.
Nope.
Wait.
Push into
Reduce,
a pile
renew,
and
recycle.
burn.
How many episodes are we going to do this?
I'm thinking 5 or 6 more.
Reduce, reuse, recycle.
Yes.
Hey! Well done, our future environmental educator.
Yay, Abby.
Everybody needs a succession plan.
There you go.
So then once it was cleared out, we got materials, ordered them from a local lumber yard, brought it up there, and essentially Saturday morning, right, we went right to work. We identified the height that's coming down, made sure everything meets code, and essentially replaced it as it was in size, added the right footings, right? So we actually went down 4 feet, used a sonotube, rebar, the whole thing for the main support beams, put the stairs in, nice and wide, more than 36 inches on the width between the handrails. Everything went pretty smooth. We had to take a course of block off the top of that bunker in order to get the proper height, because unlike the 4x4s that we use for support, we actually went with 2x10s over the top and actually overbuilt it, right? So this way you could put any furniture you wanted to or whatever. The decking went down easy. I mean, I'll say this, you do have a huge smile on your face when you're operating impact drills and drivers.
Absolutely. Yes. Any sort of tool. And also to circle back a little bit, before we even put in the sonotubes, there's nothing that tests a marriage better than being with your dear husband at 7:00 at night, digging 4-foot holes down into rock and clay, and you're both looking at each other like, when is this going to end?
The
we-
holes or
we
the
did-
marriage?
One of them will end.
Yes. Thankfully, it was the holes.
Yeah, so you had to do 5 holes, a foot, at least a foot, more like 14 inches in diameter, and about 4 feet deep to get past the frost line. And then we inserted the sonotube And then at that point, you mixed how many bags of cement?
It
A
was,
lot, right?
What, like 6 each hole? I think
more,
it was
more than one, but less than 40 probably. Somewhere in there is the correct number.
All by hand in a wheelbarrow.
It was a lot. It was
Mhm.
and a lot of bags broke in between.
That's the only way that we were doing it for years. When I grew up, that's how he and I did it. He'd be
Right,
like,
I
"Oh,
never
go
mixed
mix
concrete
the
before.
cement." No matter how I mixed it, was never right.
Oh, but
Yeah.
it was perfect this time.
But when you do it, it was perfect.
What are they saying?
Kind of
Let's-
judgmental.
Wow.
A little bit. I don't know.
Mhm.
What do you
Truth
think,
comes
Abby?
out.
Who do you believe?
About the cement?
Yeah.
I've never mixed cement before.
Oh well.
So-
Oh.
Now you will.
Oh.
This maple season.
Oh, Abby.
That's right.
We will find
Don't
something.
you worry.
I tend to stay away from my dad's projects.
Well, your
Until
dad
now.
has no projects here, so.
Yet.
After working with us for a while, you may run into his arms. Don't worry. So the sonotubes went in. We put the anchor bolts, secured everything, used the plumb, all the regular construction techniques to make sure everything's straight and level and plumb. And then there was about a 6-foot overhang from the original from the foundation of that bunker, and then the stairs came down off in front of the house. I think it came out okay, right? Because one of the things you're concerned with was how to make sure that nothing can get in. One challenge, I guess, that I haven't done before, right, that we haven't done before, is a way to keep what's under the deck dry. Because a normal deck, it doesn't matter if it rains through. Here, we want to make sure the water doesn't go into that bunker. You want to keep it dry, right? So,
Which that thing was staying wet for a long time. That and the interior of that entire structure, when it rained, it just water everywhere. Terrible, terrible. But now that we installed the system, not a single drop of water.
So tell us about the
anywhere.
system, because we kind of did we make it up? Like,
no, not really. I mean, so essentially, it's you put the joists in place, just, for us, 16 inches on center, so about a 14.5-inch gap in between. They make a plastic, a rubber, I guess, a butadiene,
Like
whatever
a
it is.
heavy or a thick milliliter
You're right.
or millimeter rubber.
it was very
rubber,
thick.
right? Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they rate when you start to get to that level, I think mils they call it, or something
Yeah.
mils, right? 20
Yeah.
mils or whatever. And we bought rolls of it that were already pre-cut to 16 inches, and you start at the one end by the house, and as you slowly move down, there's the natural pitch of the deck that we gave it. I think it was 1 inch over the 12 feet. So there's plenty of pitch there. And on top of that, we actually created a trough as we went down through the rafter. So that first 7 feet where the bunker is covered. We ran all the way out to 12 feet, and essentially allows the water to go through the 5/4 boards, collect into the trough, and then drain down outside into an area where the water just runs off down the side of the hill, right?
Mhm.
So,
Yep.
But the one challenge we had was how do we secure the outside of the deck so you don't have bees, wasps, animals climbing inside the bunker, because you wanted to try to keep that as
Right.
rodent pest proof as possible, right? Squirrels, chipmunks, or whatever.
Yep.
So we opted
Got to
to
protect the radishes.
Hey, the radishes are important,
And the beats.
and the beats, the
beats.
dirty
And the
beats.
Dirty beats.
Those dirty beats.
The dirty beats.
We're just watching you, Julie.
No, I'm
No,
fine.
you're done. It's all out.
It's out.
Redo the clip and add it in there again. Yeah, I don't even know. I'm really hoping you cry again.
I'm not
But
going to cry.
I know that. I know. I'm just
Okay.
hoping it. And so once we have it, we let it rain a couple of times just to make sure. Right, the deck boards went down. We used the screws.
Let it rain, meaning we put a hose up there and
and just made sure.
let it
right,
rain.
right. So, and unfortunately, what happened was we kind of ran out of the trough material, I think, at one point. So we finished the deck boards, and then you and Allysa had to climb up on there, right, to do it. So
Yeah.
And that's
But-
where I realized my fear of heights. Not even that tall. And I'm sitting up there and I'm like shaking. And I look to Allysa and I'm like, I need to tell you right now, I am terrified of heights. And she looks over, she goes, "You're doing great. It's okay. We're only 5-6 feet off
Yeah,
the ground."
yeah.
And I am
That's true,
shaking.
yeah.
But she was also
Yeah.
you were balancing
Right.
on the on the beams.
Right. Yeah.
So it wasn't like you were on steady ground.
Yeah.
You were up in the air and balancing.
Yep. And I'm thinking to myself, if I'm the one who falls onto these troughs, first of all, I thought all that work we just did, gone. And I'm going to feel terrible. And there's going to be a lot of staples everywhere.
Yeah, there was a lot of staples and a lot of the zip tape as
Yeah.
well,
Yep.
which is the stickiest tape I think on the planet.
Yeah, well, the whole idea is to make sure that we seal everything up, close it up. There's no, water damage can occur. Although it's pressure treated lumber, there's always a concern that the wood will rot over time. But yeah, so at that point, I think at one section, because the foundation of that bunker was probably 3/4 of an inch, had a little bow to it.
A little bit.
You ended up cutting through where the beams, where the joists were going to go, and we straightened it out, put a little flat spot on it, and so once we determined that the trough was working the way it was, we ordered not wire mesh, they call it something.
Hardware cloth.
Hardware cloth, right? And so it's designed to keep for like bees, beekeepers and stuff. And so we ended up stapling that up. It came in 2 foot width, 100-foot roll. We put that up there, stapled it, and essentially now the outside, the exposed part is all, nothing can actually get in and through. So at one point we'll probably close it up with either metal roofing or vinyl or something like that to finish off that edge. But yeah, we were able to put the whole thing really almost finished, the deck part, in 2 days. We went back on Sunday, finished that up, cut the stairs, right? Everything worked out,
Yeah, it's beautiful.
And,
It's
worked out
absolutely
great.
beautiful.
Yes, it is. It
Yeah.
came out exactly how we wanted it.
Yeah, and we've just
Functional
we're
and
working on
safe.
the railings, and now it's gorgeous.
Yep.
Yep. You had to order some new balusters or something, right? Not new, but you had to do additional balusters, right?
Yeah, because having some supply issues, so we ordered 100 more that were delivered today. So
Oh, nice.
Oh,
Okay.
nice.
Good. Yeah.
Thanks for dropping that on me right now.
And she put them right in your parking spot, so you'll have to move them.
sure did.
Good to go.
And those are pretty simple, right? You went with the simple design on the railing, right?
Yep.
Just a flat top.
Traditional, classic.
Yep.
I like it. Yep.
Beautiful. And you said you were going to sand and stain it all.
Yes. Yep. We're
That
gonna.
is some job.
I know, but we're definitely up to the task, right, Elmo?
Now, when you
Some
say
are
we,
more- some are more eager than others.
Yeah.
There are
Almost thinking-
there are other things that need to be done in the house as well.
when you say we,
Yeah.
that have to be addressed.
Definitely, we're gonna sand and stain it, seal it, all that good stuff. Do it right once, and then we'll go on.
She just likes sanding wood.
Yes.
Like
Once I sanded my
already-
garden beds, it
I
was
say you did your garden beds and like you applied the stain. You were like, "This is magic."
Yeah.
And you were hooked. That was it. You'll stain anything. If you can find wood to stain, you'll stain it. I believe it.
Yeah. One of the things I think that was difficult, we ran into it when we did your deck up there, Julie, was that the ledger board wasn't flashed right.
Right.
So there was a lot of in some cases there was substantial rot along that outside perimeter rim joist that had to be fixed. We used aluminum flashing, we used the rubberized flashing, we used the zip tape and sealed it now. And really there's very few penetrations as far as screws or nails. So we don't even have to worry about it. If there's snow or rain coming up, it won't go anywhere. So it'll go through the trough. So water and trees, 2 things you got to keep away from a house.
what are you looking at me
And,
for?
because yeah.
Abby, water
Come
and
on,
trees.
Abby, do
Come
better.
on, Abby.
You got to do better.
Sorry. There's a lot of trees around everywhere.
All right. So before we started the podcast, you had some criticism about the deck. If you want to share those with us now, feel free to discuss some of your building methods that you would improve upon.
Well, it has to be a stable deck. Yeah.
Oh, stable. Yes. Stability. That's a requirement.
Stability is good,
I
yes.
thought you meant like a horse stable.
Me too. I was like, wait,
Sheep
what? What are we
stable, yeah.
building?
Yeah.
New project.
Now you can have horses on the farm.
Yeah. Well, we
Yeah,
thought about that.
Yeah. Luckily, that's not our farm.
that's not our farm either.
So there's a little bit of cleanup left to do with some stuff that we're actually going to recycle, renew, and reuse.
No, you don't renew it.
We're going to renew it
No, you
Recycle.
don't.
Yeah.
Reduce, reuse, recycle.
You don't renew. What? How are you going to renew it?
with the concrete.
Yeah. How
Yeah,
are you going to
we're
renew it?
We're going to put it down with the driveway and run it over with a bulldozer, flat track it,
Mhm.
break it all up, and use it for binder
Stone.
base.
Wait, what? Abby, say it again.
What?
Reduce, reuse, recycle.
Right.
Reuse, not renew.
I know, but
Thought it
I'm
No, but
gonna
he
add-
said
place for
renew.
time.
so you
now
guys are
you-
only doing 3 R's. I'm doing the 4 R's of it.
He's an
Okay.
overachiever.
But you only said 3 of them.
Yeah, but I meant
So you're
The other
gonna
one.
you're gonna lay out the concrete. You're
Yeah.
gonna crush it with a large
Crush it.
piece of heavy equipment.
correct.
You're gonna
Diesel
then
powered
sweep
equipment.
it up.
Oh yeah.
Sweep it up with a.
No,
No, we're
We're
just
just
gonna
gonna
run it over.
put it over down.
Oh,
Yeah.
you're gonna use it as a
as
driveway.
a
As a
binder.
base.
Are you going to
Yeah.
regrind the concrete after it dries and add water to it? and
Yes, rejuvenate
concrete.
it. That's the other word I was going to use. Rejuvenate.
Listen to Abby over there, knowing how to make a driveway.
Yeah.
I've never made a
Renew,
driveway before.
reuse, recycle, rejuvenate.
That's every R word that we can think of.
Not as nice of a ring to it.
I'm expanding.
Who isn't?
All right. So would you change anything?
Absolutely not. I love everything about the deck. It's easy to walk on the stairs now. Our old stairs were wide, lengthwise, and also widthwise. So sometimes people with small feet may have to take 2 steps on a single step in order to be safe.
Oh, that's weird.
And that's me.
Well, again, he used whoever put it together. We really don't know who did that work, but
Oh, we know.
No, we don't know.
Yeah, we're
No, we
aware.
won't
Yeah,
identify.
We know.
He who shall not be named.
I feel
No.
bad if you ever hear the voice in ShopRite or something, you'll key right up. So he used 2 4x6 pressure treated pieces of lumber on essentially a single joist coming down that was cut. More of a balanced situation because one side was anchored to the foundation with those bars, those angle irons, but the other side wasn't. And so they were essentially 11 and a half inches wide. It's like you said, when you step up, first of all, you got an 8.5 inch step. So you're higher than normal. And then it's longer than normal. So we built everything to code. So you're good now. So there's a little bit of work left to do at the bottom of the steps, whether it's concrete or
You're doing
whatever
pavers,
it
you
might
said,
be.
right?
Pavers,
Yeah. Yep. Right now it's a conglomerate of whatever we found at the house, just so that, like Egidio said, we don't track dirt up and down everywhere. But once we find the right pavers, it's gonna be
Nice.
perfect.
And
Pavers
Brian
are-
knows a lot about pavers.
Pavers are easy
I don't
to
know anything
do.
about pavers.
Very easy to
I know
do.
nothing about
Yeah.
papers.
Color matched, can't go wrong.
Just order enough in the beginning.
What about you, Emma? Would you change anything?
The deck works. That's good for me. I'm not. Alyssa likes all of the things that she likes, and I just wanted a deck that worked. So all my opinions are deferred to my lovely wife, who then makes the decision for both of us.
Wow, you're a fast learner.
Smart man.
Hey,
Yeah.
listen,
Nice.
did I teach him or not?
He did.
I don't know. Well, who taught you? Nobody.
What? Listen to you.
What?
My father, he was a very understanding husband. If you're listening, Pop,
Yeah.
hashtag Elmo Tinty.
Senior.
Still not. It's still not it. That's not it.
You still not right?
What? Recycle Elmo Tinty. What are you talking about? It's got to be one of them.
Hashtag deck at Elmoton.
Yeah.
Oh,
There you go.
No wonder we're doing
At
horribly.
heaven. At,
She needs to be. No wonder we don't have followers.
All right,
At heaven.com.
all right. You just got a promotion. You're going to do our social media and YouTube channel.
Yep, that's it. All right, good. So the add-ons. Are you adding any lighting? Or you're gonna?
We're gonna do, I think, solar lighting around the edges.
Well, there was a light
Surprise.
before, right?
Yeah, there was a light before.
And it
sometimes-
used lamp cord.
right lamp cord spliced together, and also it was painted white to match the deck. The whole deck was painted with latex ? We're not sure, but when you peeled it up, you could. It's like so everything was landlord special.
How'd that go again?
She loves peeling things.
Add that to the soundboard.
So yeah, we found a lot of lamp cord that should not have been there, but we're gonna do solar lighting so we don't have to worry about cords anywhere, and that way when we're walking down the steps, we don't fall on our faces. Because,
That would be good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Got to have some solar lights. We have solar lights everywhere.
Yes. Yep.
And
they're just
it's
so
wonderful.
beautiful.
In the
Yeah.
morning, I go out to take care of the sheep, and
Mhm.
as I'm walking up the driveway, the lights pop up along with me.
That's
So-
the camera. Just in case you fall, I want it on video.
yeah, so you can post it. Nice.
Sometimes I'll take a drive around like the really nice neighborhoods, and I'm like, okay, who has solar
Oh,
lights?
what do you
and
mean
then
really
I can...
nice neighborhoods?
We have a
Well,
nice
we did pretty
neighborhood,
good.
but we have a severe lack of solar lights in our neighborhood.
We
So
live in a neighborhood that
it's all dark,
that's right. Everything is dark all the time.
which is
Mhm.
nice for seeing
It's
the
great.
stars.
It's perfect.
Yes,
It's great.
But you
There's
go
no
and
lights.
see the
The
houses
sun
that
is a
have.
deadly laser.
Oh, okay. But you go to the houses.
And it keeps the world going. So just
Right. Thank you. How do you grow plants?
That's
again,
your
Emma?
opinion.
Solar lights, not lunar lights.
All right.
Yep.
So we have lots of pictures, and I'll be posting, and we should be finished with the railing in any day now that you have everything, and we're looking forward to seeing those pictures. So if you like the video, please like and subscribe,
And
we
renew.
hope- recycle.
Renew the
What is
video.
it? Abby, say it again.
Reduce, reuse, recycle.
Woo! See you
All right.
soon.
No renewing.
See you soon. No renewing.
End it.